It's about that time of day again, folks. Welcome back to Nightly Newsletter, boys and girls. Joseph James here. Thursday evening, August 27th, 2015. Do we have enough excitement for you guys this week, right? Up and down, up and down. Not much different here. We keep trading our plan this week, and we keep having incredible day after day after day. This week has been a wild ride, but boy, oh boy, we got one more day left in the week. Summertime Friday coming up tomorrow. Big move on Crude today. Is it setting up for a big sell-off tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. S&P looking mighty bullish right now. We knew we were heading back to the highs, but boy, oh boy, what a rocket ship straight up. Gold pushing lower, euro pushing lower. Boy, oh boy, we have a jam-packed newsletter in store for you because we've got one more day left this week and only 2 more days left in the month of August. Remember, that Labor Day holiday is coming right around the corner. Make sure you are ready for the fall. Come out and join us here at School of Trade. We'll talk more about that in just a couple moments. Before we jump into our newsletter for tonight, I do want to remind you guys, make sure you're watching this video on our trading blog here at sidewaysmarkets.com. If you're watching the video on our YouTube page, there's a link in the description that will take you right over here to our trading blog. Couple things here in the blog. First of all, you can grab a free pass. Come out and attend our live trade room as a guest. If you're not a member of our live trade room here at School of Trade and you'd like a free pass, come out and join us. You get a free pass in the upper left-hand corner. Lower left-hand corner, you never have to worry about missing another newsletter video ever again. We have a nightly newsletter mailing list. All I need is your name and your email address, and I'll shoot you an email every evening, Monday through Thursday, when this newsletter video goes live. Right below the video tonight, you'll see a link to download all of the charts for today's video. All the charts you see me using in today's video, you can download those right below the video on our trading blog. And over on the right-hand side, you can register as a free trial member here at schooloftrade.com. You're going to learn more in 1 week with me on my free trial than you will anywhere else on the interwebs. Learn all about how we trade here at School of Trade. You can get more membership information, read real member reviews, and of course, don't forget, we've always got someone standing by 24/7, 365 to give you guys a hand. Wrapping up this week here, this has been one of the biggest weeks of the season for us here. Summertime? Yeah, right. No slowdown here. Month of August has been absolutely incredible. Let's jump right into the charts here this evening and get ready for a Summertime Friday. Now, before we talk more, though, I do want to remind you, Summertime Friday, tomorrow is a Friday in the summertime. That means get in early, get out early. The best, most consistent tradable opportunities are going to come before 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So make sure you watch the clock. After 11 o'clock tomorrow, things start getting a little bit slippery. Volume drops. The sharks come out, right, hunting for stops, etc., etc. Tomorrow, come join me in the trade room at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll trade this Summertime Friday together in real time. How about the S&P? How about that S&P? Boy, oh boy, we were expecting to see a bullish move today, but man, this thing just kept on going. We knew we wanted to be a buyer. We knew we wanted to buy all the pullbacks, and we definitely got quite a few, even that last hour and a half of the market, all the way down, sell trap, right, bear trap, and then right back up. What an incredible move on the S&P 500. So just a little bit bullish this evening, but we're trading right up at the highs of the bull channel, which means buyers are staying patient to look for the next pullback to support levels below, as well as bear traps as sellers try to sell these highs. Bull, right? Let's look at the key components here. Bull trend, very, very obvious. We have our bullish trend. We broke the new highs, held the pullback, and the way that I see this is the first try from these buyers. You know the markets love to try twice, so we'll definitely be looking for another shot here tomorrow. How deep will this thing go? It's difficult to tell how far back that pullback will go, but that's definitely where we're going to be looking for buying opportunities on Friday morning. The hardest part right now is that our second component here reminds us we're in a bull channel and we're right smack at the highs here. In a bull channel, I want to be buying deep pullbacks. I want to be buying near the lows of that channel, right? This is where I really ideally want to be sinking my teeth into these things, but we may get some short-term opportunities here tomorrow. Again, I'll be looking for buying opportunities during those pullbacks. Keep an eye though on that second try here as we go higher. That's where you're going to get an ABCD. I can't give you much more, but definitely be looking for that ABCD tomorrow. Difficult for me to tell you where it's going to go just because we don't know how far that pullback's going to be, but definitely keep an eye on a two-legged move here going higher into tomorrow's close. Also, buying pullbacks at support. How about bear traps? In a bullish trend, we want to trade two ways. We want to buy pullbacks to support, and then as the price is rising, we're looking for sellers to fail. We're looking for bear traps at resistance. So bottom line is, for us to want to be a buyer, we're going to need to pull back. So we pull back, we look for buying opportunities, and then as the price starts to rise, that's where we start looking for bear traps. We're going to find short-term resistance, find areas where sellers, counter-trend sellers, are trying to sell at short-term resistance, and we're buying right into their stop losses. If you're a student with me here at School of Trade, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? In a bull market, I'm looking to buy pullbacks, and I'm looking to sell failures. Buy pullbacks at support, sell failures at resistance, right? Bear traps at resistance. The key is that right now, all I can project for you are those support levels. So stay patient for the best pullbacks. Again, I don't know which one of these is going to hold, but I do know that once we do find out which one holds, we'll be looking for opportunity to buy it. And then as we go higher, you're going to see some of these short-term resistance areas. I'll help you find them tomorrow in the trade room, so come out and join us. But at those short-term resistance areas, that's where you're looking for those bear traps as they unfortunately get caught on the wrong side of the market. We do have a multi-day move higher that definitely convinces me of this strength. This is not just a one-day push higher. Speaking of one-day push higher, now you know what the plan is for the S&P. We'll be trading that tomorrow morning in our live trade room. Speaking of one-day pushes higher, here we are now on the black gold, the crude oil futures. Crude oil bullish after a 10 spot today. Now, it's not that difficult to put up a 10 spot when you're priced at $35 a barrel right now, but we do have a significant 10% move off these recent lows today. But, today's move is the first push higher. Wise traders always look for those buyers now to fail at these highs on profit taking for selling opportunities back down all the way where we came from. Let's take a moment, though, to remember what the plan has been this week here on the crude. We've had this tremendous push down, and then we have this bear flag. And this is what we've been talking about all week here. We've seen flags, pennants, spiking channels. Remember, we kicked off the week on Monday with a limit down on the E-minis, right? Remember we talked about this stuff? So here we have this bear flag. And the bear flag is relatively easy to understand. We talked about it on Monday. We've got this strong move down from the sellers. And we're expecting to see some sort of move up off these lows that will entice those sellers who pushed it lower to take it back down again. So as we've been trading this week, we've been taking little nibbles here, selling the highs of the channel, selling the highs of the channel, and then now we find ourselves, after this big move up today, in a great position now to attract some of those bears that got this price moving lower in the first place, now to bring this thing right back down. Now, I can't predict. In fact, I don't recommend we ever try to predict. I can't predict tomorrow. All I know is where the highest probability trades are going to be. So right now, we definitely have a bullish market, and I need to respect that. But I do keep an open mind, though, here. Here was our bear flag that we saw earlier this week. We kept taking nibbles off the highs. Every time it goes up, sell it back down. Every time it goes up, sell it back down. The buyers won the battle here today, right? They won the battle, but they may not have won the war. And we know now, back up here a little bit, we know now, though, this big push higher here, that is in all reality putting us in a very comfortable position now to look for additional selling opportunities. So how are we going to execute that plan? Well, let's take a look here at the key components. First of all, one-day rally. Anybody can put together a one-day rally. Do you know what I'm going to say now? You can probably finish my sentence. Anybody can put together a one-day rally, but can you hold the pullback? See, the S&P held the pullback. That's why we were bullish going into today's session. Crude oil, this is just 1 day higher. Remember, in last night's newsletter, my exact words were, you can expect this thing to go higher today. We knew coming off the low of that bear flag, we knew we were going to get a move higher. I think the market personally just got wrapped up in everything else that was happening today. Sure enough, the big craziness that began the week, we're pretty much right back to where we started this week here. This one-day rally tells me be very careful being a buyer here right now. The bull channel gives me more proof. I now extend out that channel, that prior bear flag channel now gets extended now. The channel high becomes a channel midline, and now ultimately that's my target in the short term. Our short-term target now will be right back around that $41 a barrel. Next target down will be down around the lows of the big bull channel, possibly down around 40. And then a major long-term target here going next week, back down to those lows here if we can get it. So, crude, bullish, one-day rally tells me I'm suspicious of these buyers for tomorrow, but I need to get proof. We see we have a bull channel. We're all the way up at the highs of that bull channel. Look at how far away from the 200 moving average we are right now at 40.91. This yellow line right here, that's the 200 moving average. Okay, it has ticked up there now to 40.91 on this chart. Another easy target here for you sellers. And of course, my plan for tomorrow is going to be look for buyer failures at support during this pullback. I don't want to buy right here. If I'm a bull, I can't be a buyer right here. If you want to be a buyer on this long-term bearish market, do it by buying pullbacks. Do it by buying pullbacks. If you're like me and you're questioning these bulls right now and you're suspicious, you're looking for these short-term support areas to fail for buyer failure. Buyer failure. Buyer failure. All we're doing is we're looking at it's basically the exact opposite plan that we have for the S&P. The S&P is bullish, right, in the long term. We're looking for seller failure to be a buyer in a bull market. Here we have, and again, I realize this chart looks bullish in the short term right now, but take a step back. If you've been watching my newsletter all year with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about here right now. Every time this market goes up, we're waiting for buyer failure, reversal patterns off this high to sell it back down. Right now, the easy money for sellers here is going to be looking for buyer failure, selling it right back down. And I definitely want to keep a close eye on two things here for tomorrow for targets. 40.91, so I'm definitely thinking $41 a barrel, and I'll be very surprised if we don't find a way back to at least that midline, and then from there I'll be looking for more buyer failures, right, to keep selling this thing right back down. It's really difficult to tell with tomorrow being a summertime Friday how much off these highs we're going to come. So right now I can't predict. All I know is I'll be looking for buyer failures at support levels on the way back down to retest again the midline of that bull channel and the low of that bull channel. Use the support levels below for entries and targets. And again, if you want to be a buyer right now, if you are a bull, stay patient and wait for those support areas to hold, and then you're off to the races, pushing back higher again. Again, we'll be trading this market tomorrow morning, real time. Come out and see me. Next up here, we get the gold. Gold and euro. both in very similar scenarios here right now. Bearish trend here on gold this evening after collapsing all the way off the highs. And if you recall, we were wondering if this is going to hold at that trend line support, and it just blew right on through it. So we've known here for a few days now, this market, unfortunately, these bulls just could not keep it together as the chaos subsides after the devaluation of the yuan, and of course, as we hear from the FOMC minutes last week. So gold kind of calming down here now, is bearish this evening after collapsing off the highs. We have a bear channel with a bear channel overshoot combined with extension support, which tells the sellers to look for a correction higher before we look for selling opportunities up at resistance levels overhead. Here are the key components right now for the gold market. First of all, bearish trend, no surprise there. No surprise there. Bearish trend, we keep selling. How are we going to sell in a bearish market? We sell retracements at resistance, and we sell failures at support. Let's keep going. The second component, bear channel overshoot. We get a little bit too excited here to the downside, and we overshot the low of that channel. Combine that overshoot with the third component, the extension support. Combine support with an overshoot of a bear channel, and we are likely now to see this price retrace off those lows, overcorrect the highs for our next leg down. So our plan for tomorrow, sell retracements at resistance. And then as we go lower, sell retracements at resistance. And then as we start moving lower, that's where you're going to start seeing some of these short-term support areas come in. Buyer failure, and we keep on selling. In a bearish trend, I'm selling at resistance levels overhead, using failure patterns, using reversal patterns, or waiting for the move, and then of course selling into buyer failure as we go lower. I'm selling at resistance levels overhead. I'm taking profit at targets listed below. Again, you don't have to trade this market alone out there. Come out and see me tomorrow. We'll trade it together. Be aware, though, staying patient on gold for that correction up off this low so I can get selling off the highs. Very similar scenario here on the euro. Wrapping up here now on the euro. Most important thing here on the euro right now. Can I go back in time here to earlier this week where we saw this bull flag? And if you remember, they couldn't hold it. And once we saw proof that they couldn't hold it, we immediately knew if the buyers couldn't hold this pullback, it now instantly becomes bearish. And like I said on Monday, if we don't hold, we go back to the beginning of the flagpole, right? So when we see this flag, again, it's a bull flag coming off that high. We talked about it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If we can't hold this sucker, we go all the way back, and it will happen quickly, all the way back to the beginning of that flagpole. Okay? It doesn't happen very often, but we definitely saw historic. The S&P put an all-time 2-day move in the market this week. These are historic moves we've seen this week. The biggest 2-day move on the S&P on record. And that's a big, long record to break. That's a pretty long-term record to break. So pretty substantial. Substantial times on the equity markets, currency markets. We're seeing them all over the place right now. The best part about this whole thing, though, has been as crazy as this whole week has been. All we've done is just simply come out every day, identify what type of market we're seeing, find the trend, and trade the highest probability setups. And we've had one of the best weeks of the summer this week. It's really been amazing and very much a testament to the fact that professional traders, as long as we just trade our plan and don't let the emotions get involved, low risk, high reward, high probability setups, following the trend, we're not predicting, we're trading what we know, we're trading what we see proof of. And it's resulted in a fantastic week. It really has. Okay, forget about all the hoopla on the news radio, right, on the news television, on the Bloombergs of the world, and trade the chart. And that really has been the secret to our success this week. Key components here on the euro, very, very similar to here on gold. We have a bearish trend, which means I'm looking to sell. Sell where? Sell at resistance. Sell at a higher price. Combine that now with the bear channel that we see on this chart. This bear channel tells us we are down at the lows of the bear channel. I do not want to sell these lows. Where do I want to sell? I want to sell up at the high of that channel. That brings us now into the third component here, which of course is the measured move. A, B, C, D. We are right here now at measured move support, which means this is the absolute wrong place to be selling. Where do I want to be a seller? Again, after a correction off this measured move, I'll look for buyer failure so I can sell right into those buy stops, well, into the stop losses of the buyers, which would be sell stops, of course, to throw fuel on the fire back to the downside. So when you look at this in the terms of a bearish trend, we know we want to be a seller. We have a measured move sitting right in front of us. That tells me I'm going to have to wait patiently for the best selling opportunities here. That also tells me here in this bearish trend and in this bearish channel, I know the best opportunities are going to come up near the highs, up near resistance levels. This is easy. This is easy. You're in a bear trend, sell at resistance. There are three ways to sell resistance: reversal patterns, failure patterns, and of course, retracement patterns after the move comes back down. Guys, nothing different here. Sell retracements at resistance. After we make that move coming back down, you're looking at short-term support areas to buyer failure, all the way back down. And again, you know my target here right now, 1027. That's right back to where this bull flag began earlier on this week, and that's what we'll be hunting for. All right? Follow the plan for tomorrow and come out and see us tomorrow. Our live trade room opens up at 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning for a summertime Friday. We'll have a few more minutes of your time. Don't forget, we got a great free trial here at schooloftrade.com. I can pretty much guarantee you guys, you're going to learn more on my free trial in 1 week than you will anywhere else on the interwebs. I'll tell you that much. And don't forget, we have a home for everyone. Either you're trying to be whether you're trying to learn this great industry of day trading or whether you're an experienced trader who's just looking for the right tools to make money in these volatile markets. We've got beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of membership, and we always have someone standing by 24/7, 365 to give you guys a hand. Guys, what a great week. Again, a testament to planning your trades and trading your plan by focusing on the proof, focusing on the high probability setups. We're not done here. We got one more day left this week. Trade room opens tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. No newsletter tomorrow afternoon. The next nightly newsletter will be the last day of August, next Monday, August 31st. I cannot believe we are talking about the month of September, and Labor Day weekend is right around the corner. Guys, don't forget, after Labor Day weekend, we go into the best 6 months of the year. Don't wait to learn how to do this in September. Learn with me now so you can earn with me September, October, November, December. This is going to be an incredible end of the summer, and I can't even imagine the volatility we're going to be seeing come this fall as we go into the end of the year. Guys, you know the plan for tomorrow. Come out and see me tomorrow morning in the trade room. Be well out there. Be nice to each other. Have a great Friday. I'll see you guys next time. My name is Joseph. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.